right, welcome everybody. We are back at it with our next Braves Country Convos conversation. We've got two very exciting guests joining us today. I'm your host, Jori Palmer, Director of Marketing and Advertising here for the Braves. We've got Lauren, who you see on any TV or screen when you're here or not here. She's all over the place, our game day host. And we've got Charlie and Sarah Culberson here joining us today. Thank you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Yes.
We're excited.
So, Charlie, you were on Behind the Braves with Ricky Mast. So, for anybody watching or listening, if you haven't listened to that episode, Charlie got to give some really cool background on just growing up in the Rome and Calhoun area, your dad coaching you, and kind of your journey to the big leagues. But Lauren and I, no offense to Charlie, we're like, let's talk to Charlie, but really let's talk to Sarah today.
Yeah, let's get her on.
The real boss here.
Yes. Because when we
we
were kind of thinking through the genesis of this podcast, we're like, what would our fans just like really enjoy seeing or doing or hearing about their favorite players? And we're like, who has probably some great perspective and stories? The spouses. So
Totally.
we're just excited to kind of have y'all here today. And we've got, the great thing is we can talk about parenting, we can talk about relationships, we could talk about baseball, sports, anything, which is kind of why we're here. So, So again, go back and listen to Charlie's episode on Behind the Braves. You'll get the full story. But for anybody who hasn't had time, you were drafted in 2007 by the San Francisco Giants, but grew up here in Braves country, right up 75. So let's go to the summer of 2008 and 2009 in Augusta.
Yeah.
So fun fact, I'm from Augusta. Sarah's from Augusta. So shout out to Evans.
We all go way back.
Do you guys really all know each other from
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
do.
gosh.
Yeah.
We do.
We weren't like friends I think you were a year older, and we went to rival high schools.
Yes.
But I knew who Sarah was because I was like, that's the prettiest girl at Greenbrier. She's very pretty. And then I played on travel softball team, so a lot of the girls on my team went to Sarah's, and you just kind of run in
So
the same
cool.
circles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Aw.
And then I interned at the Augusta Green Jackets in the summer of 2009, which you're all ticket sales interns, but you're pulling tarp and wiping down tables and talking to media. So anytime I get a resume of someone and they have done like a season in minor leagues, I'm like, that person knows the grind. Like they know.
They're grinding for sure.
There's a lot of similarities between like probably being a minor league player and an employee, because you're just doing everything all the time. You're there all the time. So I was kind of there, like just making friends, hanging out back home, and our third baseman was a guy named Charlie Culberson. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And you kind of just get to know folks because, again, you're there all the time and there's not a whole lot of other people to talk to. And then I would happen to see Sarah from time to time. So kind of take us back to that summer. And, like, how did y'all actually kind of meet and start hanging out and dating? And what's your love story?
I'll let you take this
Oh,
over.
gosh.
Well, we all kind of met that same summer.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
good.
Yep. I was in school in Augusta.
Nursing school, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And we were at the game for a Thirsty Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
You remember
Love that.
those?
Dollar beers,
Love
can't
those
beat it.
days. Yes. Cringe at them too at the same time. But yeah, we wanted a ride home, and a friend of mine who had a friend there was like, hey, I know someone that can drop us off at my place. And we were like, okay, sure. And apparently whoever that was rode with Charlie that night. And he was like, I'll take you guys. And it happened to be in the same apartment complex where a bunch of the players were staying. And so that's how we met.
Yep.
And I think I said something like, so do you just show up for the summer and play baseball? And he was like, what? What do you mean? I was like, I had no idea how it worked or anything about the minor leagues. I'd only gone to 2 Braves games my whole life up to that point. So I didn't really know anything about the sport. So I quickly learned. But yeah, it was pretty instant for me. Yeah.
Well, for me too.
Okay, awesome.
Who
Love
made
that.
the first move after that then?
That was pretty instant. Yeah, we met, and I feel like we didn't stop talking.
Yeah, he
Aw.
said,
That was-
I left you, the next day, it was like, I left you tickets to the game. And I was like, well,
Ooh,
I guess
there you
I'm
go.
going to the game, and I'm like, who, this baseball player, like, what am I, like, come on, really? Like, am I going to do this? But he was different.
You're like,
He
am I
was-
living in the movie Summer Catch?
Yes,
You know?
yes,
Yeah.
And like, does this guy really like me, or is he just in town for the few months that he's here and just gonna, like, never call me after the season's over? But it was different with him. He was, you could tell something was different about him. So yeah, we never stopped talking after that. I think 2 weeks into our relationship, I told some friends that we were gonna get married, and they were
I
like,
love that.
"What?" I mean, I had just been like gotten single. I'd been like dating somebody in high school forever, through college, finally single, and then I meet, somebody that I'm like, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with him. So that was very unexpected, but
And I think a little unexpected for my family as well.
yes.
Because
When
I
it's
was
like-
20 years old.
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
turned
that's
20.
right.
Yeah.
And never really had a serious girlfriend because it was like baseball, and I was kind of focused on that. And then when I told my parents and my sister, it was they were a little shocked. Everything's good
He actually
now,
told
but-
me he was 22 when we met.
That's awesome.
He asked me how old
That's
I was,
awesome.
and I said 22, and he said, me too.
Well, my teammates, my friends said that.
They
just
were
to try
they
to-
thought he needed help.
there
He
you go.
needed no help.
Sure,
I promise.
of course.
Well, until like everyone went out one night, and I was like, oh, by the way, I can't get in.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so it was like all the friends, and I said, I'll come back and get you.
I went on a date with a guy in college once. I was a senior. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm a junior. I was like, okay, cool. So we went to a restaurant. He was like, actually, you're going to need to order the drinks because I'm actually a freshman. And I was like, what?
Freshman.
So then my friends
yeah.
all called him Baby Cub, and we became friends, and that was his nickname. But yeah,
funny.
so, you got to do what you got to do sometimes
Yes.
to get the date.
Right. And he said, you go have fun with your friends and I'll pick you up when you're ready. And I was like, what? That is so nice. Like,
That
I
is.
never dated anybody who treated me the way that he did. So I
Yeah.
knew from the moment on, I was like, I don't care how old you are.
Love that. So the season ends in Augusta. You kind of enter the off season. So what did the off season look like if you're still in school trying to get a nursing degree? Where did you go? Like how did y'all kind of keep it going?
Yeah, I mean, I still lived in Rome with my parents, and then we just kind of burned up I-20.
Yeah.
Going back and forth. I would drive there a lot and stay, and sometimes even take her to nursing school and do my workouts there.
Yeah.
Found a good trainer there in Augusta, and I mean, Augusta was kind of a second home then. It was my second year in Augusta playing, so I was already familiar with the area, and her parents and family were great, and they became they were my second family pretty quickly. But yeah, put a lot of miles on my truck going back and forth, and she put some miles on her car driving, and then we just kind of made it work.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. What was your initial reaction to kind of like you were saying, you didn't really know like what the baseball life looked like. You had never maybe imagined dating an athlete. So how much of a shock was it to find out what that kind of lifestyle would entail?
I mean, I think, he was very open about his commitment to the game. One of the first nights, we had met, he said something like, I'm going to make it. Like, I'm going to make it to the big leagues. And I was like, okay, whatever. You're really cute. Anyways, like, it
So
was
can we
very,
go to
like,
the bar now?
over my head. Like, that's a
Let's
cute
have fun.
dream. That's really
Uh-huh.
cute. Because, I mean, I have a sister, just her and I. Like, I didn't grow up super competitive. My dad obviously played sports and is a competitive guy. But, yeah. So, when I just remember him saying that, and I'll never forget that. He was very committed to his workouts, and he was gonna have to leave for spring training, and I was like, what's that? And he was like, oh, I gotta go to Arizona. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is gonna be my life. Have I even been on an airplane at that point? I don't even know.
I don't know. I mean, that fall I went to instructional league for my third time in a row. After the season, I was a high school draft pick, so I still needed to work on some things. And so I think you came out
I did.
to instructional league.
He put me on an airplane and flew me out to Arizona, and I was like, okay, this is it.
So you were like, I'm just along for the ride here.
Yes,
Like, let's do
very
it.
like, sure, I'll do that.
Yeah.
It came so easily.
That's great. That's kind of one of my questions for you is because going back to that team in the minor leagues and low A, like a lot of guys don't make it. Like they really don't. Like you
Right.
saw and you see guys get signing bonuses and they spend it all on a car, and you're like, buddy, you don't have anything left. What happens if you don't make it?
Right.
But Charlie did make it. So that was for both of you. Like, did you have a moment, and I guess you, Sarah, too, when you're like, oh, shoot, he really might be good enough
Yeah.
to, like, was it the big league call up? Like, what was that like for both of you of like, holy cow, this could be a real career here?
Yeah, I think that next season when he went to San Jose,
Was that AAA?
Actually, high.
that was
High
high
A,
A for
okay,
the
that's right.
Giants, and I went out there with him for that summer and was a cart girl at a golf course and got a
Nice.
job, and I met some lifelong friends that summer, and you know, I remember you had a great season, and I remember like the Giants, like, you know, having you do certain things or putting your picture, you know, certain places, and people coming to the field just to take you and Brandon Belt's picture. And I thought, okay, yeah, he's being recognized by, you know, his organization. That's pretty cool. And so I would say that summer I was like, all right, this could happen for him, you know?
I mean, it was probably one of our most fun summers too, because we just got engaged because we had to be engaged for her to live. You can't be a girlfriend living out there because we had a host family, which
So that's one of the minor league
Oh.
rules.
yeah,
It
it
was
might
at
be
the
different now,
time.
but at the time it was. But we actually lucked out. I had family on my mom's side that lived in San Jose, and we actually lived with them, and it was a lot of fun. We had somebody give us a minivan, a red minivan.
There you
It
go.
took
Had
probably
no AC.
No AC. Took probably 10 minutes for the windows to roll back up, and then for
awesome.
most
Drove
of
it.
the summer, I don't think it got out of first gear.
No.
And so there was a time where I think the girls, you and some of the other wives
yeah,
and
we took it.
fiancés, broke down going to Modesto.
Yeah, to go watch them play. We took the van.
Yeah, and so we had I think it was our clubhouse guy went and picked y'all up.
Yeah, something
Oh
like that.
my
Like,
gosh.
But we just didn't care. It was
Yeah.
just so fun and free, and you weren't thinking about, like, is he going to make it? Is he going to get the call up? Because at that point in the baseball world, maybe he was, but for us as a group, it was more like, we're in love and this is the best summer ever kind of
I
thing.
admire that so much because I'm such a like planner of like how's it all gonna work
Yes.
out. Like I worked in local news in Jackson, Mississippi, so I would like see the minor league guys, and I was dating my now husband at the time, long distance, for like 4 years, and I'm like, how is this ever gonna work out? Am I ever gonna get back to Atlanta? So I love that you were able to like actually like look back now and
Yeah.
enjoy and have so much fun.
Yes.
Because that's one thing I feel like I was like stressed out all the time
Yeah.
through all that stuff.
Yeah, and that came later for sure, but I think that kind of maybe eased his feelings too, because I'm sure he wants to meet his partner that's not going to say, no more of this baseball thing, let's do something different and let's go live our own life. I was very like, sure, let's do that. That sounds great, you know? So
I can just picture y'all like hitchhiking on the side of like a California road in the
Yes.
desert. Like
Yes.
that's what.
with like $40 and like
And you're just having a great time,
yeah,
making the most
like,
of it.
sure, let's do it.
Well, that's a good thing about minor leagues too. It's like if you're with a good group on a good team, you don't really have a ton, and sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like we had what we
Yes.
needed. I mean,
Yeah, we did it. We were fine. I'm
I know
kidding,
minor
but-
league players make more money now, but I wasn't really making a whole lot of money.
Yep.
But that was okay. We were living with family, and
I
we
think
had a-
I was making more.
I was gonna say, cart
at-
girl's a great.
She was
deal. That was
making
one of my
way
summer
more than
jobs.
I
I'm
was.
very
Tips.
proud of that
Fun.
job.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. That
But you were
was
crushing
my
it.
hourly rate, and my tip count at the end of the day was pretty nice.
Well, she would drop
Yeah.
me off at the park, go work from 2 to 6, go back home, change, and be back and ready for the game.
My
It was a
gosh.
great summer.
It's almost
yeah.
easier when you don't have much and you don't
Yeah.
have much else
Yeah.
to do, and it's just
Yeah,
carefree.
right. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's been-
that was probably the year. I mean, our first
Okay.
full year together, and I did have a pretty good season that year, but I needed it. The Giants actually told me, they're like, "Hey, you're going to high A, but you got to earn the spot," and I was able to do that, so it was good.
No
We had a
pressure.
fun year.
Yeah,
no
right.
pressure, but pressure's a good thing.
It is. It's
Yeah.
a privilege, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
what they say?
Yep.
So you're making it. I was doing all my research, and there's a lot of. You played a lot of seasons. You
Yeah.
played a lot of years, which is also a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're rising through the minor leagues. You get that call up in 2012, still with the Giants. What was that day like?
It was really fun. It was a night game,
Let me take over.
Yeah. We had just told the story recently, and
Yeah, some of our friends just asked us about that day.
Aw.
It was a Saturday night in Fresno, California, and after the game, my manager told me, hey, you're going up to the big leagues. You're starting at second base tomorrow in Arizona. So it was a day game. And so we had just recently got Sarah's car shipped out to California.
Not the minivan.
No, not the minivan.
A nicer car at this point.
I said goodbye to
A
that
little
minivan.
Infiniti, 4-door Infiniti.
Yeah.
But Sarah tells it like, well, we just pack up all of our stuff from our apartment because we think we're gone now. Like, we're going to stay in the big leagues. We won't be going back to Fresno. I think I got an hour of sleep that night.
Whoa.
Gosh.
And then I had a 7 a.m. flight to Arizona. It was a day game on Mother's Day, which was pretty cool. And she was
Wow,
pregnant
yeah.
with Collins.
Oh,
Ah,
neat.
chills.
Yeah.
Aw.
And I was able to call my parents. So it was 1:30 in Georgia a.m. And they got on a 9 a.m. flight out of Atlanta.
Oh, they
I
made
don't think they
it?
So
went
my-
back to sleep after
My
you
mom and
called them.
dad, my sister, my brother-in-law, and then my
Both
sister
nieces.
had 2 of her 3 daughters by that time. So 6 of them flew out for the game, and they all flew back home right after the game.
Oh
so
my
it was,
gosh. So you had a crew.
had
I
a
love
crew.
that.
It was
And
fun.
then, our hitting coach with the Giants at the time, Hensley Mullins, sent me a picture of me passed out on the flight and said, "This is what you can tell your friends what you did on your first show flight."
We were
Because I was
exhausted.
Yeah.
running
That,
on.
like just like mentally.
Yes.
Oh, drained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And so it was great to have my family there, Sarah there, to experience that. I got a hit, which was cool,
Yeah.
and we won the game, so it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's
a lot
awesome.
of fun.
So then how long did you stay up?
11 days.
11 days.
And
I
Okay.
love
then-
how you remember the exact number.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a numbers guy, and so it was 11 days, and then I think Pablo Sandoval came back off the
Okay.
DL at the time, and I got sent back down to AAA, and then the end of that summer in July I got traded to the Rockies. So
Yes,
another
so-
journey starts.
Yes, because that leads me into our next kind of question that you don't really hear about a lot, and I think there's a perception that like being a athlete's wife is glamorous and sexy and all of these things, but having had a couple friends, I don't know if you remember Brandon Beachy and his
Yeah.
wife Ashley.
Mhm.
Ashley was a bridesmaid of mine. We're dear friends,
Love
but I
her.
just remember when he signed with the Giants, and not the Giants, the Dodgers, and she was like, I have to figure out how to like ship our cars from Atlanta to LA and like all the logistics. And I was like, this is exhausting. So
Yes.
like, how does all that go? Like the trade. Okay, now we've like got to move our stuff. Like,
Yeah.
what is that like?
It was
Well, they wanted us out quick, and so the next day we packed up our car again and drove almost 18 hours, almost through the night, to Colorado Springs. And at the time, they told me that
Wow.
I was actually going to go up to the big leagues from AAA, which doesn't happen too often because
Yeah.
I think they needed somebody who was hurt. And then they said, no, just go to Colorado Springs. And so it was an 18-hour drive with our little dog at the time. We stopped at one hotel that I booked along the way. We stopped there at 1 o'clock in the morning. They said they were overbooked. And so we had to keep driving through the night. And then we finally stopped at a hotel at 3 a.m.
yeah.
And so you guys are the ones doing all these logistics.
And see, that's the thing too.
Yes.
Is like they tell Charlie in the 4th inning of a ball game, you've been traded. You have an hour to get off the premises. And I'm pregnant with our first baby, and I just remember sitting in the stairwell
You
calling
did
my
all your
mom,
doctor's appointments
just
probably
hysterical.
in that
Yeah.
state.
Collins had
Yeah.
4 OBs that year.
Wow.
She had one in San Francisco, one in San Jose, one in
No one in Fresno.
one in Fresno, one in Augusta, and then one in Colorado Springs.
You're like, who wants to deliver my
Yes.
baby?
Like, and then as a first-time mom, like I was just like trying
Yeah.
to find doctors and things like that, and then to be told like you have an hour, and you're not allowed to be on this premises anymore. And it was just like, that's when I think it first hit me like, okay, this is a job, and like,
Like, this
not
is
that
really
they
hard.
don't care, but like.
Yeah. But they don't really
It's
They
a
care.
don't.
business.
They don't care. It's
Yeah.
a business, and like
You're
so
an asset. You're expendable.
we had to learn to really just try not to take things personal. Like that was like the first time where I was
Try
like,
not to.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard, but like, yeah. And then you think it's a big league trade, you know, big leaguer for a big leaguer. And then they're like, actually, you're going to go to AAA. And there's another like, oh,
Kind of
really?
a punch in the gut.
Yes. And then we get there finally, and Charlie and I get food poisoning. And I mean, we don't know one person.
And
Barely.
isn't that the most dangerous thing when you're pregnant too,
Yes.
because of the dehydration?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So I think we had gone to maybe one game, and a friend of a friend of a friend came over and said, hey, I know so-and-so, heard you were traded, on a little piece of paper was like, here's my name and number. If you ever need anything, let me know. And I was like, okay, thank you. Like putting it in my purse, like whatever. Literally called that person and was like, Charlie and I are so sick. It put me into labor. Like they brought us groceries. These strangers like just helped us.
Wow.
We were living in a hotel. Like that's the things like people don't see.
We got we had bags of groceries dropped off at our little extended stay hotel. It was like 1 or 2 days later, and this lady was so nice, and she brought us groceries, and we were in the hospital a couple days, and I missed a game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And honestly, at the time, I knew a few of the guys on the team, but it was so abrupt when you get traded and have to move your life. She was more sick than I was, and I still didn't feel well. But she was the one that had to be admitted to the hospital because she was almost 8 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, do I really want to go back to the field? Like, I really didn't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
But then once I felt better, I finished out the next 5 weeks pretty well. But yeah, that was a grind.
That's and
that's
you're,
an understatement, I think.
Yeah.
you're
That's
newlyweds, you're pregnant, you're probably
Yes.
like, what is our life right now? What did we get ourselves into?
Because Collins was a honeymoon baby.
There you
we
go.
did not plan for her, but we are very thankful for her. So that was just kind of like, that's how we rolled, man.
And
Like,
so she
through
was
baseball
born
and life.
in Colorado.
In Augusta, actually.
Oh, okay. So
we
you
got
made it home.
yes, we
Okay.
made it home and got to have her in Augusta, which was
That's nice. So you at least had some family.
Yeah, and we were
nearby.
living with my parents.
Well, speaking of
You
being
know?
in
So kind of, I was like, wait, did you have to bring that baby home to a hotel
Extended
room?
stay?
Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yes, so didn't
Which people probably have done.
Oh, 100%.
Well, it's crazy. Like, speaking of like being an asset, and the communication, not just in sports, but in general, is huge. And I mean, for me as a baseball player, like, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to like do the best that I can to get back up to the major leagues. And at the time, teams could call up all guys on the 40-man roster. Well, I couldn't have played any better in Colorado Springs from when I got there. And so I remember they only called up, I think, three people. And so I didn't book a flight home for myself back to Georgia because I thought I was going to go up and get called up for like a September call-up.
Yeah, right.
And I think I hit 350-ish for the time I was in Colorado Springs.
Really solid.
And then my manager came out to me afterwards. He's like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, I thought you were going up, but like, they didn't say anything. So I'm like, all right.
You're like, I've just gone through all of these different things. Like, I'm such a like, God, if he's like testing me this way, he's sending me something real good.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just went through all
Right.
that. You're
Yes.
like, and
Yeah.
I'm not getting caught up. Like, what?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like everyone's hope. Like, it's
Yeah.
to make it to the big leagues, to guys get sent down, you want to get called back up. Like, that's kind of part of the journey and,
Right.
and the goal. And so I'm like, dang. I said, all right. So I booked a flight right then and there and flew home the next day.
Yeah,
but
we looked forward to September call-ups. I know things are different now, but like if you weren't in the big leagues all year, when September rolled around, there was a few of us wives that were like, I think we might be going.
Yeah.
And you would get that 1 month and it would be like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then that year it just didn't happen, but it was all right. We had a baby and
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I guess on the other hand, you got way more time with Collins. Is
Yeah.
her name that you
Yep.
probably you wouldn't have had.
Yep.
Yeah. So it worked out.
It did.
It worked
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
So then you went to the Dodgers for a couple seasons and to the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that kind of being able to come back to the hometown team? I mean, obviously you have become a fan favorite. You've been very generous with your time and your access with, and showing up at events. Now this kind of new career for you on the TV side of things. So what was it like to be able to come back to Atlanta? Did you, Sarah, feel like you had a little bit more of like a support system nearby?
Oh yeah.
Like, what was that transition like?
Well, we loved being with the Dodgers. Those were some really fun years. We got to go to the World Series, and they were in the playoffs both those years we were with them. Again, made amazing friends with every team we were with. But yeah, I remember Charlie getting off the phone and being like, "You need to sit down." And I'm like, "Oh no." And my dad's looking at me like, "All right, what's happening?" And he's like, "I just got traded to the Braves." And I'm like, "What?" You know, like I'm thinking I'm packing up. We're about to go back to LA. He's like, "Yeah, I'm in a big trade back to Atlanta." And that was really exciting for us, and probably some of the best years that we've ever had in baseball. I mean, the family we got to see, the, you know, aunts and uncles and cousins and best friends we were able to bring to games, just the people we would see just being at the game. And then the team was really good. 2018, 19, they were like a really fun team to watch too. So that obviously helped. And we had 3 kids by that time. So it was nice to not have to hop on an airplane and go to LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, Braves.
No,
were
it was
really fun.
phenomenal playing here. Still being able to work, do stuff for the Braves.
Yeah.
But it wasn't great the whole time.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
That's
thankful
fair.
for it, but it was a grind still.
Yeah.
You know, when
Yeah.
people started asking for tickets and not knowing that
That's true.
we have to pay
Forgot about
taxes
that
on
part.
tickets.
Oh yeah. So do we.
You're
Uh-huh.
right. And
Yeah.
I'm probably the worst at saying yes to everything.
Uh-huh.
And Sarah's like, you got to be able to say no. Mm-hmm. But I like to please people, and whatever I can do to help. If I'm even playing that day, like I'm going to go out of my way to try to leave tickets, and it
Yeah.
didn't matter.
Yeah.
Because memories are pretty cool, but it was a grind too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a grind, and we actually talked about this before we came on the show, but I just feel like being in Atlanta and then with the team doing so well and Charlie kind of getting like this big fan base following, whatever you want to call it, all of a sudden I realized that I didn't like the attention.
Yeah.
I was always very social and very like, okay, you know, the loudest one in the room. And then all of a sudden I was not. And I had a hard time leaving the house. I had a hard time making friends. I felt like I couldn't trust people. The fame really took a toll on me.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I wanted to share that, but it really did.
No, I
thank you
appreciate-
for sharing that.
That's-
Because I feel like
yeah.
people don't talk about stuff like that enough.
Right.
Like everyone wants to be famous. Like, you know, my role with the Braves, I love it, but like I would like to be on TV full time like that. But that's something that people don't think about, of how
Right.
it affects your personal life like that.
Right. And
Yeah.
some people want to be in the spotlight and some don't. And it would be like, you know, strangers coming up to our kids and talking to them, or, you know, having Charlie's name anywhere on my shirt or jacket, and people that's just staring. The people that just stare. I really, even to this day, kind of have a hard time with it, honestly.
Yeah.
But that's when it really affected me. Was like, whoa, I don't like this, because he had that in LA a little bit, but it wasn't hometown.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I mean, Braves fans are pretty awesome, you know? So they were coming up all the time, and they really wanted Charlie, and neighbors were knocking on the door in the middle of the day, and love our neighbors, but it was
Right.
it was just, you know, it took a toll on me as a mom, as a young mom of
Yeah.
somebody who was famous.
It
Ish.
sounds like it'd be a lot to process.
Yes.
At the same time, and like, which is why I've always liked you, because I could tell that there were some wives and everybody's got different priorities and they want different things.
Right.
But you can sometimes tell who likes the attention and the
Yes.
fame, and
Yes.
and I was like, oh, it's just like the
Yes.
down to earth, simple to talk to people that. But I feel like that would be hard. Of like, do they just want tickets to the game? The first, because I came back to the Braves in 2018, so I was like, oh, we're reunited.
Yep.
Like,
That's crazy.
and
That's
I
crazy.
thought that the ticket tax was like a sales tax, like 6% sales tax. We get hit in like a July pay stub in December, and I paid over $3,000 in ticket taxes that I had no clue. I was like, is it possible to have a negative pay stub? Because I feel like
you guys as players had to deal with that too.
yes.
Yeah.
With my brother-in-law played for the Falcons and Steelers for a few years, and every time, like if he was in Pittsburgh and they came back to Atlanta, there's the ticket request, and he'd be like, you don't understand like what this is actually going to cost. Like, Mimi can't invite the whole church group out, you know, to go, and you're just like, it's stuff you don't think about that you're like, oh no, like if they have a suite, they're paying for the suite. You know, there's not as many freebies. I think that's probably one of the misconceptions that I've figured out too.
And in playoffs, that's full price.
Oh, ain't
right
nothing
there.
free in playoffs. No.
No, but
No.
during time in playoffs, like we had family members that would offer to pay, and like
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
it doesn't matter. Like you make the playoffs, especially for younger guys that aren't making big time money. Like those playoff shares are great.
Yeah.
And so to be able to have people that's family or close family friends that say, hey, if you can get us tickets, like we'll pay whatever it is for it. Like that's a nice gesture too.
Yeah.
Because one year I think we had people would give us money for some tickets, but I think I spent $15,000 just for one postseason.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And that was
you
it.
did 3 kids too then, so that's
But again, we had family and friends that came, and people would pay us face value for them.
And I wouldn't have changed anything.
Oh, no.
Because
No.
that was, the only World Series that Charlie was a part of.
Yeah,
Was with the
right.
Dodgers, and family that had never even been on an airplane before got on an airplane
Oh, that's
and
cool.
met us out in LA, or they were
Houston.
playing Houston. I mean, cousins and aunts and uncles and friends and my sister. I mean, their stories are hilarious and the things that they'll never forget.
Yeah.
But yes.
money well spent.
Oh, no
Exactly.
doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, so I had to learn to, Dodgers into the Braves organization. Those years, I really had to learn to take deep breaths and remember who I am. Even though, I like the hair and the makeup and the clothes and the bags. I'm a girly girl, but I
Yeah.
also don't love the attention as much as maybe somebody would think, or they must think this way about me. They must think I am this way because I'm married to Charlie. But actually, I'm really cool, and let's have a beer and laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Those
Well,
were
you
some years
have,
I'll
you
to get
have
used to.
a nursing degree. I think that's something I struggled with becoming a mom too. I think I felt like right after I gave birth, I was going to be a completely different person. And I'm like, oh, I still am me. I still like the same things I
Right.
liked before. But then you've got a spouse and you've got all these people and you're just trying to please everyone and make everyone happy. And then you're like, what about me?
Wow, I'm not okay. I
Yeah,
don't think,
yeah.
And
it's hard a little bit. The best advice someone gave me was even if it's 10 or 15 minutes a day, do something for you.
right.
And I'm like, maybe I just get in the bathtub and I shut the door. I'm like, don't anybody come in here.
Yeah.
You better not come
Yeah,
in here.
right. Yeah.
Because I don't have time to do all this after y'all go to bed. I got other stuff. So I need to be able to do some things for myself when everyone is awake.
Right.
But sometimes those little reprieves, or sometimes it's just Lord, give me the patience or the energy or whatever it is that day
Right.
to make it through the day. So
Correct.
that's a lot.
Yeah, we also had 4.5-year-old, 18-month-old, and newborn.
Yeah.
Times were, as a player and as a dad, as a husband, I'm going on the road. I try to do everything I could to be prepared for that game and
Yeah.
to do my job too. And because I know that Sarah's back at home with 3 little ones that are it's like baby talk. And then there was times where I get home and she's like, I just need a date. I just need to go out and
Yep.
Yes.
have some adult
Feel
conversation.
normal and-
Feel normal.
Yes.
You kind of holding down a
Yeah.
household.
Yeah.
Um,
Always thanked me for, doing what I was doing at home, and I always thanked him for doing what he was doing, in his day and working so hard, and always called us. This man called me,
A lot of
still
FaceTime.
does. You're home more now, but
I'm home more.
FaceTime all the time, always called, would get up early just to take the kids to school and then maybe go back to sleep, or FaceTime the kids before they went to school. This man checked in all day, every day. And so it was good.
But it's
You're
funny,
present.
I had some teammates that asked what I did on the road. And there was times where if we're on the West Coast, it's 4:30 in the morning, Like, there was a lot of times I wasn't starting every day. I think a lot of people know that. I was a utility guy, but
Yep.
I loved getting up, especially when the kids were really young. And I would like tell them good morning and have a good day at school. Then I go back to sleep. And then some guys have different, we all had different routines,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They might sleep until 12 or 1, and it's
Yeah.
3 or 4 o'clock on the East Coast. It just wasn't me.
Yeah. No, I love that because I think that's part of, marriage is like appreciating what the other person does. And like you didn't just get to take your kids to daycare.
No.
Like I tell my stay-at-home mom friends, I'm like, you are a superhero.
Woo.
Holy cow.
Dealing with
like,
them all day, every day.
all
like
day.
that.
Because sometimes by 9:30 in the morning, you're like, I've run out of activities.
I know.
What are we going to do?
Yeah.
It's only 9:30. I've lived 3 lives today, like on weekends and stuff. So the fact that it seems like there's a great appreciation and balance. Like my husband, he makes the lunches every day. Now he makes 3, but I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
And that's great. Like I go upstairs and get everyone dressed, make sure they brush their teeth.
That's what we
You know,
do.
it's like you just got to divide and conquer and be so appreciative, because then you do hear, like you probably talk to some girlfriends or friends of friends and you're like, I had a friend that was like, my husband doesn't ever put a dish in the dishwasher. I'm like, I thought all husbands rearranged the dishwasher
Washer.
because they weren't being put in properly.
And y'all are still
but that's,
together?
yeah, right.
You rearrange.
I like the dishwasher.
Oh, you
in
and
order.
Justin
Oh
can
my
go live
gosh.
together and we can go.
Perfect.
Yep.
It'll
He's
work.
like, oh, you're going to put the bowl at that angle? And I'm like, it works.
It works.
It
That's
works.
right.
He's like, but we could fit 19 more pieces of stuff in here
But then
if
no
you do
water's
it this
on
way.
top of the bowl that has a little
Okay,
dip in
okay.
it.
Oh,
you know,
see, Jake's
like-
great, but yeah, I'm like pulling out dishes that are supposed to be clean that like have all this crap on the back, and I'm like biting my tongue. I'm like, he's
At least he
amazing. We just
tried.
got married, so
Yeah.
he's learning.
That's right.
Newlyweds,
He's learning
right?
still.
There's
Yeah.
time.
He's trying- he's
There's
trying.
time.
Yes, he's
Yes.
trying. That's what's important. Like
We'll
he
take the
really,
trying.
he means well.
Yeah.
And I love that you talked about the appreciation thing, because now I don't have kids, but or we don't have kids. But with our dog, like when he's away for work, he's like, oh, like thank you so much for like playing ball with Girly, and I'm like, it's my dog too. Why are you thanking me? But that's so nice that like they're your kids,
Yeah.
but he's thanking you, you're thanking him. Like I love that. I feel like that's like such an
Yeah.
important lesson for newlyweds, and just to continue through relationship is like say thank you for the things that might not necessarily need a thank you, but it's just nice.
But
to
it goes
hear
a long
Feel-
ways.
Yeah,
It really
it does
does.
go a long ways.
Yes.
So how did, your plan, your utility guy, sometimes bouncing back and forth, but then you decided to hang it up. Like, how was that conversation like? Because again, in marriage, it's not like, oh, I think
How
I'm
much
just going
time
to
we
go
got?
do
I know.
this.
I'm like,
But
we're getting into
I
therapy
mean,
over here.
right? But because again, my follow-up question to that would be, you are home more, but you're still young. Like, you still got to have a career, provide for your family. So my follow-up to you, Sarah, is like, how cool is it to see Charlie take on something else and be able to show, your kids that
Yep.
here's what a work ethic looks like. Here's how to put yourself out there. What was that transition like?
That was, I think we were very blessed in the sense of the last few years Charlie played. It was kind of like, am I going to have a job, or I've got to be up so many days to keep my job or
Right.
keep my salary. So there were a few years where it was in the back of our minds, and we might have had a conversation here or there about what he would do or what he would be good at, or is it my turn, or what do I even want to do anymore? Like, I still have my RN, but like, is that really even what I want to do? Because I've changed so much, So when we knew it was finally like the time he was going to hang it up, we went on a lot of walks.
Yeah, we
love
were
a
walking
good
a
walk.
lot.
We
Same.
still
We
we
still
still,
do.
walk.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's our little routine too. I feel
Walks
like
are
that's when you
good.
get the best talks in during those, and
You can be very honest on a walk and take it completely different than if you are just like at home or in a small little space that you're comfortable with. Like, he can really be honest with me, and I can really be honest with him outdoors, fresh air, and you just take it differently. And so it was just like, all right, we knew this was coming. You're done. And we felt at peace with it.
That's got to be a blessing to have that peace.
Yes, because, I've heard all of these stories about, when people retire from a professional sport, the divorce
Right.
is there, and there's increase in that. And then, or substance abuse, or you know, your husband doesn't know what he needs to do. He doesn't have a purpose, and you know, anything. I've just heard all these stories, and so I so badly wanted Charlie and I to like do it right. I was like, we're going to do this right. We're going to retire
this.
from the sport. And we're going to do it right. And then come to find out, I feel like I handled it a lot harder than maybe he did. It was like, okay, yeah, you're going to retire. You know, this is great, new chapter. And I would say for like the first year, I was like,
I was
oh
in the
my
way
gosh.
too much. I was probably in the way.
What did we do?
Why are you in this house right now?
I'm like, what are you
Yeah.
still doing here?
yeah.
Right? And so, and I think that he would maybe say differently, but you know, outside looking in, he really handled it well. I think he was done with the grind. He was done being told, no, you're not good enough, or you're too old, or we found somebody else. All of that, he was probably like, I'm done with that. And for me, it was like, but wait, remember when they fed you 2 meals a day? And remember when like we used to like go on trips? That was fun. Or like, I did miss some of the perks to
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
that's fair.
baseball life.
For sure.
And for that, I think for the first few months, it was like, oh no. But I mean, I was very honest and open about that too.
Yeah. I think it helped me to knowing that like I actually tried to make the transition to pitching.
Yeah.
And my last full year of playing in 2023, and then getting called up twice that year with the Braves, and that team was very good. Everybody was healthy, so many all-stars, so many guys doing so well, and here I am. Years prior, in 2018 and 2019, I was a pretty good contributor to the team, to winning. I did my best to do a lot, and then fast forward a few years later, and I was just kind of a person there. And that's just kind of how it is. Even though I knew that I was capable of helping, they just didn't really need much help. And so after being designated for the second time in 2023, I finally called Alex and I said, hey, what if I try pitching? He's like, sure. You know, from a team standpoint, I wasn't in their plans anymore. I mean, I was up for 2.5 months and I saw the field one time.
Yeah.
And so mentality-wise, I was still going to the park and preparing like I was going to start
Right.
every game, because that's what I figured out, what worked best for me in my role
Yeah.
to help the team. And so then I told Sarah, and she's like, yeah, let's do it. And so for the next 2 months, I worked on pitching, which was a lot of fun and actually made baseball kind of fun again.
Yeah.
Being with the guys in Gwinnett.
I'm like, I'm a pitcher's
Something
wife.
different.
It was
so
different.
fun.
I mean,
They're
it's,
like, I liked it too.
I'm like, this is so fun.
It's like a
You're like,
shift in mindset.
Do I only
like
have to
100%.
come every
refreshing.
5 days now?
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
Like, and I get to come at the end. I'm late always.
There you go,
anyways,
right?
this is like perfect.
it worked out. But for the first 6 weeks, I was on the development list. And so I was inactive, but working up to be a pitcher. And the last week of the season, I actually had to make a few phone calls and say, hey, I have a week left. I'm 34 years old. Like, I'm trying this, seeing if it's going to work. Please activate me. And so I had to make a push, and I got into 3 games, and I had a blast doing it. I had family came to Gwinnett and watched me pitch. It was a lot of fun. And it was cool to try something different in baseball, but I always knew that I could do it. But then again, baseball is just changing. They
Yeah.
want guys that throw so hard, and they want guys that do all these different things. Like, and I felt like I checked a few boxes off. But just being honest, I feel like some people just didn't want me to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't throwing 100 miles an hour, but I was throwing a good split finger that was 88 to 89 miles an hour. My fastball had really good spin and good analytical numbers to them. I threw a really good cutter, but it's just part of it, right? Not just in baseball, but just in life in general.
Yep.
I was
Yep.
kind of behind the 8 ball, but for me, I at least gave that off season a chance for me to actually improve. So I worked at it all off season, went to spring training, and I knew that I didn't want to go anywhere else. I didn't want to go somewhere else and
Yeah.
try out pitching when the Braves was the easiest, and they gave me a kind of a shot. So I'd already had position player mindset behind me. Like, I was done with that. I loved it, but I was done with all that grind. And then I tried pitching, and then they said, hey, we're going to release you. And it was the end of March of 24, and I'm like, you know what, that's it. Like, I'm good. And so I drove home, and I knew that I was going to be done.
But I feel like maybe when you're able to look back, at least from an outsider's perspective, like you gave all you had. You gave the sport, you played it the right way, you practiced it the right way with integrity. And again, like sometimes we don't always see that. But I feel like that's what fans really appreciate about you is you're the same guy every day that shows up at the field, whether you're in the starting lineup, whether you're not in the starting lineup. And there's something, I don't know, I just feel like you will be rewarded for that, you know.
Well, I appreciate it.
In eternal settings, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I appreciate
there's a right
it. I mean,
way
it was,
to do something.
I mean, there was most days it was great. There was other days where, as y'all know, you have to flip a switch.
Yeah.
You have to turn it on because, like, when you're in the spotlight a little bit, like whether you're having a good day or not, like, you still got to put on a smile. And there was days that I remember I loved going to sign for people at batting practice and not be the only one doing it. Whether I was starting or not, I loved doing it because those are memories that are being made. And I felt like that was an obligation for me to go out there and talk and meet people. And then hearing stories of, like, you meeting somebody and it, like, literally changed their life.
Yes.
It's something they think about forever.
From just saying
Yeah.
hello or like signing a pair of batting gloves or a bat that I got for free. Like, I can get more of that.
Yep.
And it literally changes someone's life. And, like, everyone goes about it differently. And how I did it might not have been perfect, but there were days that I had to flip a switch, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
Now
you
it's
too,
prepared-
being on camera,
Oh my God, it's
having
brutal.
to.
I've been doing real estate as well, and there are days where that's like today kind of stresses me out a little bit. And I'm like, and now I get to go smile in front of 40,000 fans and eat
Yeah.
a piece of pizza and act like it's so good. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like
you're almost
TV.
like an actress, an actor,
Yeah.
in a sense. But I heard you did you got something under your contract?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. So let's hope when this airs in a while that it closed.
Perfect.
We're
There you
the
go.
universe.
Yeah, yeah.
All going
Put
good,
it out there.
hopefully, which leads us into, how did you guys talk about that you wanted to start doing TV?
I think Sarah has mentioned it before that she thinks that I would be pretty good at it.
He's really good at talking.
Well,
helps.
I second
as
that.
as y'all know, talking on TV is a little different. So there's
It
a lot of
is.
things that I'm learning, which is a lot of fun. In the off seasons of 2021 and 2022, I was with the Rangers, but I actually asked to see if I could come on set and do some postseason games for the Braves.
Nice.
And so they allowed me to do one in 21 here at Truist, and then I did another one at Truist in 22, and then I did one in studio. So I was able to do a few games, and it was fun. It was
He looks really good in a suit.
There you go. You got the hair for it too.
Yeah. I'm
Appreciate
like,
it.
you know what? You can just stare at him.
Doesn't matter what he says, right?
It doesn't really matter how you
Hey,
say
half
it.
the time these TVs don't have sound on.
Right.
You're like, oh, there's Charlie.
Good to
Let's
know.
just all stare really quick. Okay, yeah. He
So if
looks
you do
good.
say
Yep.
something bad, it's okay
They're
because
gonna
they
be
might
like,
not
oh, look,
hear
that's
it.
Charlie
We're just-
Culberson's
we're just
so
staring at
cool.
your
Also,
face.
he's doing
It's
a great
fine.
job. He looks great.
Yeah.
But it's
I'm
kind of
so
cool that I
Yeah.
hear a lot of family and friends. They tune in.
Yeah.
When I was doing radio back in May on a few road trips, to doing our Gray Media stuff at the
Yep.
Chop House, to doing some FanDuel. It's cool to get feedback from people that you can trust, people that you care about, and they care about you. That they actually tune in and will listen.
Yeah.
And so they just want to see not just myself, but like they want to see you succeed in whatever you do. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do y'all have? I always think like little earpiece in. Is the producer ever like after you say something like, "Why did you just say that? Are you an idiot?" Like
I feel
I
like
feel
that would be me.
I
They
feel
would
like
be
I've
Like,
never
Sarah,
gotten
stop
that, but there are
talking.
times where I'll say something and then, like, when I was with FanDuel, like, Peter will start talking. I'm like, why did I say that?
Yeah, I don't think I've done enough yet for that to happen. But last night, I did say something, and then after the segment, I said, that didn't sound too good. And they're like, no, you're fine. I'm like, okay, well, fine.
But
Yeah.
I'll take
Okay.
it from you.
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
People who do it every day. I mean, I was listening to the game last night
Yeah.
with Jeff and the other guys, and there was somebody, I can't remember who it was, but like kept tripping over their words like through a whole segment, and he was like, "I quit." Like, and this is somebody who does it all the time.
Yeah.
So it's a good place to not fail, but if you have a oops, it's okay. It's gonna
Especially
happen.
sitting
Yeah.
at the desk, like, you cannot talk perfectly for a 30-minute pregame show. Like,
Yeah.
I would be shocked to see anyone who could go through it without messing up. So that's also a little bit of a different environment. Like, but it's also good because you get the time to save yourself a little bit. Like if you said something wrong in the beginning, you got 20 more minutes to
to make up for it.
shine.
Yeah.
Make up for it.
Tell
no,
them your
it's-
Harry Potter story real quick.
So we have Harry Potter night here twice a year, and I used to be out on that stage in the plaza. So like, you know, Friday night, like everyone's kind of like, oh, who's talking? Where'd that voice come from? So it's already like a hard gig, and I, for the first time, was like, it's Harry Potty night instead of Harry Potter.
Which is just,
And then
Was
I'm
that last
like-
night?
It was last night, but this happened 2 years ago. So
Oh, okay.
It wasn't me.
she's
Okay.
like,
And
I don't work
then
on those
we
nights
had our
anymore.
second Harry Potter night, and I did it again. Everyone was like, "Oh, haha! Remember when you said Harry Potty?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And then I did it again.
Hey, at least they're listening.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
listening.
Thank you, Charlie. I needed that. But
Yes.
I'm like, I am
You're
never
like,
working
why?
Harry Potter night ever again.
I just love that story. Yeah,
hate
but
it.
like kind of to your point, it's like
That's funny.
it's nice to see like the polished broadcasters and that you're like, okay, this is a professional gig. But when you can laugh at yourself and be like, Peter said something the other day, and he goes, "Wow, that sounded really dumb." Like literally right
He's so
after
funny.
it, and I was like, "That's
That's
so
hilarious.
great." Or
And
you
he
have
can
something
get
in
away
your
with
head.
it too.
With that
Yeah,
accent.
yeah,
it
he
just-
Yeah,
does.
he can say whatever. It
He
doesn't
can.
matter.
My
Yeah,
favorite
it's
line
so
is like,
funny.
words are hard. Like, that's
Yeah.
live TV for you. And so
Yeah.
if you ever mess up really bad, just say that. People will laugh it off.
Words are hard.
That's
Words
true.
are- yes.
You just
But
address
we-
it. I've already stumbled over a couple of words. I'm like, how did I mess that up? But it's okay.
Yeah.
When it's live, it's live.
Yeah, just
Isn't
But
know
it's
the
going
fun.
back.
studio environment so different than being out here? That shook me a little
It
bit.
shook him.
Which do y'all like better,
Oh, out here.
live?
The studio's so quiet, and like you have to create your own energy. Like, you
Yeah.
feel that way too.
Yeah, and then if like I did a series when the team was in on the West Coast, and so they were in Colorado, and like we were post game was at like 12:30 to 1
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning. I'm getting home at 1:30 or 2. I'm like, this is a grind too.
Yeah.
Not just for us on set, but everyone involved. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm only filling in on a few series, so.
And that's also harder because it's easy. I filled in on 6 FanDuel this year, and it was 6 in a row. But
Yeah.
it had been 3 years since I worked with FanDuel, so I'm like, okay, how do I get back on this horse and do this again? But one day, like, it will feel so much easier when you're like in
Right.
the seat every night and you get some of those
Right.
consistent opportunities.
That makes sense.
It's fun. It's a fun challenge. Keeps you around the game. But I'll never say never to like coaching, but getting out of playing for so long, thinking through it, like I would love to coach, but I don't want to be away that much.
Yeah.
So that's a great segue to our
Yeah.
last topic, and then we have a fun little, not game, but
Perfect.
I'll call it a game. So, okay, because you talked about how your dad was a coach for
Yeah.
you for a lot of years.
Mhm.
My dad was as well. But now you are a dad. You've got 3 kids. So, not necessarily, professional coaching, but what is sports like in your household, youth sports, which I'm very excited to talk to Jeff Francoeur about this because I love his Pure Athlete podcast
Me
where,
too.
oh, I just eat it up.
Me
I eat
too.
it up. I'm like,
He's
well,
very
Jeff
open about
Francoeur
it, which is
said,
good.
yes.
Yeah.
So what is y'all's youth sports like? And then are you, involved in the coaching? And because again, it's like, oh, my team got on Charlie Culberson's son's team, and I just feel like I've seen some of that, maybe with some
Yeah.
other retired
Cue my
athletes in
anxiety.
town.
Like,
Yes. What is that like? Because we were talking on the way up
Yeah.
that like youth sports just will really suck you dry in a lot of ways.
Especially like having a son. He's our only son, but like baseball was not his first love. It was that's what my dad does. He was more about like stats and who different players were on different teams. Didn't really have a favorite team, but loved golf. That child has been swinging a golf club longer than he's been swinging a baseball bat. And then when finally the baseball kind of started to come into his life a little bit, I was very protective of him. I wanted to, and Charlie was still playing, I wanted to be at every practice, every game. And if I couldn't, my dad went. And then I met some good friends who could really, help watch him.
And my dad actually coached his first team he ever played on.
Oh, really?
And then he broke his arm after 2 games. And so my dad had to still drive down from their house for
man.
Yes,
practices
he did.
to Marietta to coach a team that his grandson wasn't even playing on because he was hurt.
Oh, wow.
And he was in a cast
That's
for
dedication.
17 weeks. It was horrible.
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
And we had just got him on the baseball field. He was very, not shy, but he just wasn't ready to play baseball. And we weren't going to push it.
Yeah.
And we still don't push it. But yeah, Ace is doing baseball and plays golf competitively. And then Collins was doing dance competitively, tennis, volleyball competitively, and now Everly does gymnastics competitively. So we have all these competitive sports, but we aren't, at the highest level of each one, and it's not our whole life. We're making sure that they're still riding their bikes and they are going on beach trips. Like Jeff would say, like, take the trip.
Yeah.
If you do not go on a beach trip in the summer, like, what are you doing? And Charlie reminds me, we only have so much longer with these kids. We only have so many summers with them. So we do make it a point to push them athletically, keep their commitments, but also let them be kids. And Charlie has started to coach Ace's teams, and that's been fun because I feel like Ace is like, yeah, whatever, that's my dad. It's like these other kids are like, wow, Charlie taught me, the right way to, take a ground ball or, whatever. And I'm like, all right, Ace, what'd you learn today? He's like,
Right.
It's like, you mean my dad?
he's like, well, from the other coach that I like,
Right.
And now some kids are like, oh, yeah, you're the one that played for the Savannah Bananas.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
not.
that's
I'm
how
like-
they know
Stop
you.
it.
That's how they know.
Some kids, don't,
Wow.
which is so cool. It's like some kids have no idea that I played
I'm like,
for the
that means
Braves
you're
because
old.
they're 9 and 10 years old.
You're old.
And kind of the time I played the most was 6 to 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And so they were like
Yeah.
2 and 3 years old.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of fun too.
You're like,
Oh my
that's the
gosh,
guy
I
that did the
love
backflip.
that.
Did you
Yeah.
do a backflip?
A guy
Yeah.
stopped us in the neighborhood today on our walk and was like, hey, are you going to be doing this with the Savannah Bananas now? And Charlie's like, no, it was a one-time
That was
thing.
a fun, like,
That was
literally
in
at every
March.
stadium they go to, they pick some, like,
They're
oh
not
my-
on the
He's
roster.
not going to travel and go do that with
That's
these
awesome.
23-year-old babies. No.
And you're like, and
Right.
if he wants to, I'm saying no. Like,
Yes,
we're
Yeah.
not doing
but really,
Putting my foot down.
seriously, yeah.
Oh,
but
that's funny.
I guess going back to the sports thing, I think there's a thing too, as y'all know, like you hear, there's so many like kids playing sports, which is great, but it's like not speaking for everyone, but it's what team are they on? Are they on the best team, or how many games they're playing? I wouldn't change my childhood for anything because I feel like our childhood growing up kind of made us who we are as people.
Yep.
And we didn't have everything, but I had everything that I needed. And I loved being able to travel and play baseball and be pushed and have a dad that played professionally, that wanted it for me, but I wanted it for myself too. And so just because I went through it doesn't mean that, like, I grinded through it, doesn't mean I don't want Ace to go through it. Like, I made it to the big leagues and it was a blast. But I kind of wouldn't mind having my kids grind as well, because it kind of shapes you into being who you're supposed to be when you grow up.
Yep.
And I've thought about this for a while, just because like somebody was so good at something, I feel like they shouldn't change their kids because of how they grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
But
maybe we
there's-
have more means to do stuff now, but I don't want my kids to be soft either.
Yeah.
I want my kids to like show up, like Sarah talked about. We're showing up because we committed. Like if
Exactly.
you can love it, that's great. There's gonna be days that you don't love going. You still got to go.
yeah.
You
Yep.
still got to show up. Like,
Palmers
we're not-
aren't quitters. That's our
Yeah.
family motto. So
Right.
If you
cannot
started
quit.
the year doing a sport, I don't
You
care
will
if you
finish.
hated on practice number 2, you're still going to finish doing it. And you don't have
You
to
made
play
a
next year
commitment.
if you don't want to.
Right. And you don't have to be the absolute best, but if you're going to be out there, give effort. And there's going to be days where like you don't want to go, and then afterwards, Ace has had this a couple of times. I don't know if I want to go to practice tonight. Then on the way home, he had a blast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, see, you just show up, see your friends, go through drills, hit, throw.
Exactly.
Like, sometimes it surprises you.
And they
You
learn
just
how
show
to
up.
win, and they learn how to lose.
Yeah.
And they learn
Yes.
that
Love when they
umpires make
lose.
mistakes. And I feel like I've been a much calmer sports parent. If like somebody gets struck out and it was a bad call on the umpire, I'm like, well, that's how life works.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm not like
Tough.
screaming at the umpire. I'm like, well, sometimes that happens, and you got to get over it, and you got to move on.
Shouldn't have swung and missed it at the pitch before, right down
Right,
the middle.
exactly.
Shouldn't have took that
Yeah.
pitch.
Oops.
Yep.
I played college lacrosse, and my dad always said I could care less how you play, but as long as you play with 100%, that's what matters.
Yeah.
And I played at Kennesaw.
Oh, okay.
And my parents are from Maryland, so they were flying into games, and there were games where I didn't get in at all. I was a goalie, so if the starting goalie's having a day, and I'm not getting in, and they flew all that way, my friends would be like, well, aren't your parents upset? I'm like, no, they came here to spend time with me. They didn't come
Yeah.
here to watch me stand in the goal. Like, yeah, kind of, but they came here to take me out to dinner afterwards and hang
Yeah.
out. And I
love
had
that.
That's
such
cool.
a good, like,
Those are the
youth
good
sports
memories.
experience, and didn't always play on the best teams, but, like, if you're meant to make it, you're going to make it.
Yep.
Yes.
It's so fun.
That's
Well,
awesome.
That is awesome.
let's wrap this up. But since we have both of you, we thought it would be fun to just ask a couple questions. And I
Perfect.
thought about giving y'all dry erase boards, and then I forgot because there's like a million things in my head at all times. Okay, we can alternate. But first question: who's the better cook in the house?
Ooh.
Oh,
I
so it's not
think-
cut and dry.
Who cooks more?
Oh no, who's the better cook? I think Charlie.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you like
Thanks.
a grilling guy or just kind of anything?
I'm a grilling guy in spurts.
Okay.
I do like to cook.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. Recently, it's been more steaks, but I love cooking breakfast. I feel like preparing meals and feeding people, even though I might not put things away like they should.
It's for another
It's
day.
neither here nor there.
Yeah, but
Sarah
yeah,
cooks a great turkey meatloaf.
I love a good like
Ooh.
follow the recipe.
Yep.
If I see something on Instagram, I'm like that looks good, and I like screenshot the
Yep.
recipe. Charlie, I feel like can just like throw things together and it's made, and
Yeah.
he's been doing a lot of the cooking lately, which has been very nice.
I love that
You're
for you,
hired.
Sarah. I
Thanks.
love
Me
that for
too.
you.
I know.
Who's the better
You're
driver?
Oh, me.
I'm just
I'm
not
gonna-
expecting
Come on,
that.
you know it's okay. You can admit it.
If she could drive a minivan in first gear with no AC, that's pretty good start.
Listen,
you know.
I had Mike O'Rourke teach me how to drive, and he has never had a ticket in his life.
But have you?
That's not.
that wasn't
We'll-
the question.
We'll
you
say
know?
Sarah's the better driver.
We'll say it. Okay.
Yeah,
Smart
yeah.
man.
I mean, she probably is.
He's probably like, whatever. Sarah.
She says I'm a distracted driver.
Oh well, that's.
But I do
yeah.
like to be driven, so I really have a hard
yeah.
time with that. Like lately, I have been driving because we would just rather not have an argument in the car about not paying attention. But I do like when he drives.
I hate when my husband drives in my car. That's when I like lose it in the passenger seat.
So that
But
should
his
be a new
car, I'm
rule?
like, whatever, passenger princess.
I kind of like that rule though.
Yeah, that's true. If it's my car, I should be driving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sarah will win on
I
that.
can win
She's
that
better
one. I'll
driver.
give him
Okay.
the cooking.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, that's fair. Who is the messier person in the relationship? We got a finger pointing at Sarah. That's what we have here.
With all the love in the world, though. I mean, right?
I hope
It's okay to be messy, dirty, like filthy. There's a difference between like filthy
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
dirty.
not
like we have a
dirty. I
don't
messy
think you
house,
guys are
but it's not
filthy.
filthy.
right, correct.
But sometimes you're like,
You should
what's
see the
point
house,
of putting
though.
this all away?
No.
No.
If it's going to be
I mean,
destroying
3
it,
kids,
yeah.
2 dogs. Like,
It's-
y'all know how
yeah.
it is. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
My stuff just tends to take a back seat these days, is my excuse. And I was such a neat freak growing up. Like, I was the weird kid that would, like, go to a friend's house and, like, reorganize their closet. Like, I'll never forget my Aunt Pam. Like, I reorganized my cousin's closet, and she was like, this is the best thing ever. And, like, took me out for ice cream and, like, took me to Old Navy and bought me, like, the, you know, like, the traditional Old Navy T-shirts.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'll never
Oh,
forget
yeah.
that. Like, I was that kid, but now that I'm older.
Like cleaning used to like calm you.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
love things, and I still like things to be organized and have a place. But when it comes to my things, I have 4 like laundry baskets of clothes just that I'm living out of right
Yeah.
now. So
Jake's
He's
like,
like,
why does the
"Put
dresser
your
have to
stuff
be
up."
clear, but your closet can look like that? And I'm like, because that is visible in the closet. You just shut the door and it's fine. Just ignore
yes,
that mess.
I mean
true.
he shuts drawers behind me.
Ooh,
like-
yeah.
Which is probably not the best thing.
It's okay.
They gotta get close
It
now.
works for us. You just know to close
I
them.
mean,
There you go.
or during the middle of the night, going to the restroom, it's like I'm just shutting all these drawers.
I'm like, I wasn't done with them.
Well, this one's easier. Who said I love you first?
I said it.
Charlie.
Yeah, I said it. I think yours came right after.
There you go. Hopefully,
I-
yeah.
I
Hopefully that's how that
responded.
went.
Yeah, right after she responded.
I mean, you'd never been in love before.
No, I
It
was
was
20.
it was so sweet how he said it too. Can I say it?
Well, we got to hear.
Yeah, I got to hear it too.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Remember? You don't remember?
Yeah, we were in the apartment complex on the curb.
That janky, dumpy one. That
Yeah,
the
Brookside
yeah,
West.
That thing was a dump.
Shout
Brookside
out.
West.
The Augusta Nationals bought it up now.
They
It's not
should have
even-
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He said something along the lines of,
about my grandmother.
I love you, or he said something like, I feel love for you the way like I feel about my grandmother. And I didn't get to meet her.
Okay.
And I just knew she was somebody special to him. And I just
Aw.
thought, what a sweet way to put that, because that was not just a I love you. It was
That
like
was a
a
deep-
genuine,
Yeah.
deep
That was a
feeling.
deep one.
And that was like 2 weeks into meeting each other. So
Oh, wow.
that was very quick.
Aw, guys,
quick.
that's really sweet.
But it
I
didn't
know.
scare you
I'm
off.
such a
You
sucker
were-
for all
No,
this stuff.
I was like, yeah,
Me
I love
too.
you too. Let's do this. Like, when?
And I was really close with my grandmother too, so.
Oh,
I never
that
got
is
to
sweet.
meet her.
Yeah.
That is sweet.
And we named Everly. Her middle name is Louise after her.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Very cool.
They
I
had the
would've
same
loved
middle
her.
name. Yeah, she was awesome.
Yep.
But yeah,
Well, what is your favorite physical feature of the other? Or maybe we'll see what the answer is. We may edit this out or not. But favorite feature of the other person.
sorry, Mom. I'm just kidding.
Right.
laugh.
Feature.
Oh, that's a good
Really?
one.
Yeah, because when you're laughing, we're having a good time.
That's true.
That is such a boy answer.
I'm like,
love
I,
that.
mean,
I
what do
love
you-
that. No, you're really sweet.
I thought
but,
you would
like,
say like my smile.
that's such.
I mean,
yeah.
I was gonna say smile,
Yeah.
eyes, but like I feel like life is hard a lot of times, and we're so busy. And she tells me this a lot. It's like, hey, you gotta like loosen up a little bit, because sometimes I'm so go, I'm busy, and we're all busy.
Like if we're not laughing,
Yeah.
we're doing something wrong.
Right.
Yes.
Like if we're robots raising these
Yes.
kids and we lose each other in this, like we survived all this baseball and then now we can't
Now
laugh.
we're gonna-
Come on.
yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta laugh.
Yeah.
I would say I love Charlie's hair. The Culberson men have just great hair.
Ah, nice and thick.
And he will be fit until he's 100 years old. Like his physique is
Yeah, my husband, like, he's like, "Ugh, I gotta like keep lifting weights so I don't lose weight. I'm like, oh, what's that like? What's that like to be
That
worried
makes me
about
sick.
losing weight at 6'2"? Yeah.
And there's sometimes that we just bite our tongue, right, and not say
I'm
what
like,
we're
just don't talk about that, okay?
yeah.
just don't even. Yeah, because
My
I'm trying to
hormones will
gain
hate
weight.
you.
yeah, right.
Women.
You're
Uh-huh.
like, don't say that.
You're like,
And-
oh,
You're a
you
smart
didn't have
man.
the 3 babies. So that was me. That's
Yeah, that
yeah,
right.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to. There's a reason why God didn't make a man be able to
Amen,
give
brother.
birth, because we cannot.
Amen, brother.
I can't
That's
even.
why we keep you around, Charlie.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
you say things like that.
right.
um,
right.
Yeah.
So last question, and I feel like everybody has one. Who's your, or actually, who would you say is Charlie's like celebrity crush, and who would Sarah's celebrity crush
Mark
be?
Wahlberg for her,
Oh, that's a good one.
which is like not bad because he's big
He's a
in
good
his
guy.
faith. Seems like a
Yeah.
great guy. And I'm like,
He's justifying this answer, isn't he?
Right.
he's on the Hallow app now doing voiceover stuff, and I'm like,
Gosh.
no, he just, yeah. So that's probably correct, right?
Yes,
Mark Wahlberg.
probably, yeah.
I like that.
And then, I don't know. What about?
boys don't talk about theirs as much?
I
as
know.
girls
What
probably
about
do.
what's the girl's name that played in Barbie?
Margot Robbie.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
I think that he finds her extremely attractive.
I mean,
that's
that
a
makes
good one.
sense because look at you and
Oh my
Margot
gosh,
Robbie.
yeah.
You could have played Barbie.
twins.
You know.
Someone
That
did
checks
at
out.
dinner a few years ago asked if you were Margot Robbie.
And I
Did-
said
oh,
yes.
really?
And I'm like, yes, she is
Best
actually.
compliment ever. Would you like a
Would you like an
photo?
autograph?
I'm like, yep.
How do I spell that again? You know? Right? And then who else? Am I missing who we haven't
I mean, my
discussed this-
celebrity crush growing up was like Jessica Alba.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is a good one too.
That's a good one too.
But
Yeah.
in recent years, I felt Margot Robbie.
Maybe
Okay.
because I've liked how she looks too.
That's
I'm
true.
like,
Yeah,
she's
right.
really
You're
pretty.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're very open about that. Doesn't
love
bother
that.
us too much.
One time,
You're secure.
Yeah.
when I was a trainee with the Braves in 2011, there was a like secretary in the front office, and this was when Prince William married Kate.
Oh yes.
And I had longer hair, and she was like, Jerry, did anybody ever tell you look like that Princess Kate? I said, Marge, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me ever.
Oh my gosh.
You're like
I'm writing
all the
that down.
time, actually.
Yeah. And now we have our diversity director of marketing, Eugene. He calls me the Duchess, and I really appreciate that. So
Yeah.
I tell you what, she's
You
got
do
a lot
look
of
like
natural
her.
beauty too.
And that's,
Yeah.
that's
Thank you,
how I would
Sarah.
describe
Thank
you.
Yes.
Very naturally
We're very
pretty.
graceful and very put together, me and Kate.
Well,
Yeah.
We got a pretty good panel right here.
We
so.
really do. But that's how I remember you growing up. Just always naturally pretty, just kind, always.
Well, likewise.
Well,
yes.
thank you.
I know. I just love that this is still going.
I had
full
no
circle.
idea you
Witness
guys
this.
all
Way back.
Did I not tell
Maybe
you
I
that?
forgot. I don't
Yeah.
know. My life's crazy.
And
right
then,
now.
like, similarly, I went to a game my trainee year, and I was like, "Is that Nikki?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
dating Chris Medlin."
Yeah.
So Nikki Medlin,
Shout
another
out to
Greenbrier
Nikki. We
High
love
School
you.
grad. I know we need to get them on the podcast.
Oh my gosh.
because Nikki was like soccer star,
Yes.
homecoming, like the coolest.
The coolest.
The coolest.
Like, she would walk down the hall and you would just, like, stare at her.
Yeah,
You
we went to
know?
the same church, St.
Yep.
Mary's, and I'd be like, I want to be like her when I'm a
Yep.
junior.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
love
awesome.
love Nikki, love their relationship. They
I
have
know.
3 kids too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they would be great to have on here.
Yeah. So, well, thank you all so much. We
Yes,
hope you
thanks for
enjoyed
having us.
your
spending
time.
so much time with us.
Yep.
Y'all are so gracious.